Hello, how are you? You would like to know who I am? First, I will start by telling you what I do. I am the annoyance you feel, I am the frustration, I am the anger. I can become rage and I can become resentment. You'll feel me in your body, it's uncomfortable. You feel like you want to strike out, lash out, verbally or physically, or in any other ways. You could just be quiet and do things in a passive way, but still, I'm running the show. Now, you might ask, where do I come from? I have no power. I am neither your friend nor your enemy. I am present because you create me. You create me in your mind, and the result of me is a chemical concoction that flows into your bloodstream. So, I am a result of your thought process, and I can be present only when the thoughts are in the future. No, sorry, they're not in the future, they are in the past. I cannot be present in the future. So if your thoughts process is past based, you have memories, and I can come along. The psychodynamics, that is the psychology and how I am created, occurs because of any event that happens in your life that creates a feeling of helplessness. So straight away you want to move from a sense of helplessness to one of control. So the easiest way is to create me. Or you actually learn this process from role models, from childhood, the environment around you. That's what you know. And you become a master of creating me. I can be as small as you want, or I can be as big as you want. I can take over your life. I can make you do irrational, illogical actions that may have varied consequences. Can be mild or can be really bad consequences. Then I'm followed by guilt and shame. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you're at home, it's a beautiful day, and you plan to go out for a dinner with a loved one. For hypothetical purposes, we're using this scenario. So dinner is scheduled at 7 o'clock, and your the significant other is going to be waiting at the restaurant at say 7 o'clock, and you think, all right, I'm going to get dressed up and I'm feeling really good. You've had your shower, you've had your sauna, you're dressed up in your best clothes because you want to impress this person. You don't want to be late, and you think, oh, I'm going to leave at 6:30, which will give me enough time to get to this destination in 30 minutes. So everything is fine. Then you walk down to the car park. Then you say in your apartment, you're living in an apartment for hypothetical purposes. You found that suddenly your car is stolen, or it's not starting, or it's punctured, something. So now the thought that you had to go, get in the car and drive there, all this has been compromised. Your desire to do what you need to do has been thwarted or blocked. And what can you do? The car is not starting, the car is broken down, car is punctured, or it's stolen, whatever the scenario. immediately you feel this sense of helplessness. And well, there are two scenarios or many scenarios you can follow through with this um, in a process to deal with this. So, but society has somehow taught us to be angry. So you start swearing, you kick the car, or you think this is the worst car, whatever it is, and then so this goes on. So this one little thought stemming from the sense of powerlessness has suddenly become a stream of thoughts, and then you're making this stream of pictures, and now this picture has become a movie, and then you're worried about then your mind goes to the future. You're worried about what your significant other person that you're going to meet is going to think because you can't make it on time, and all these things start playing out. But predominantly you're angry at the process, that you actually feel helpless, that whatever you wanted to do is not occurring, and thereby you create me. So now there is adrenaline and other chemicals flooding your system. The blood is draining from your brain to your extremities. You want to kick, you want to lash out, you want to swear. So the rational thinking in you goes away, higher thinking goes away, and you start behaving in a manner which is a fight response. Because that's what you want to do, because you're feeling helpless. You want to create a sense of power and control. And this sort of behaviors and actions and thought process have been sort of part of your life for a long time, whether it's the car not starting, or somebody else doing something, or somebody cutting across in front of you in the traffic, or your boss making demands on you that you can't fulfill. So the bottom line is, you feel helpless, you create me. Because that's the easy thing to do, because you're the victim of somebody else's actions and behaviors or thoughts. And okay, we can change this by becoming positive, but it takes a lot of hard work. Right now it's a very easy process to think the other person has to change their behavior, their actions, their thought processes for me to feel okay. It doesn't happen in life, because life is filled with people, places and things. So the beautiful line that I have read always says, I'm powerless over people, places and things. And this is compromising my sanity, because it can make you insane. And if there is a long-term process stemming from the memory of somewhere where you are deeply hurt, and because of the sense of powerlessness from since you were a child, you can carry resentment. Resentment is long-term anger. The problem with anger and resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. You're actually making yourself really, really unwell, sick, illogical, pathological, and thinking processes occur. And this keeps building on, because you have practiced this for a long time now. You might be 20 years old, you might be 40 years old, whatever it is, you have a lot of practice. And so people go along in life being angry at the way the world is, the universe, the tides, the weather, the other people, the spouse, the kids. As long as your desire is compromised from doing what you need to do, you will feel helpless and you start getting angry. You create it. You can make me as big as you want. You can make me as small as you want. So what can we do about this? The first step is to understand that the biological process that is occurring is, you have psychobiological processes, that you are creating a thought. It's becoming a stream of thoughts. Each thought is a picture. Stream of thoughts is like a cinema. The more pictures, the more chemicals in your system related to those pictures. It's like having a nightmare. It's not a true event. You go to sleep, you have a nightmare, you wake up, your heart is palpitating, your mouth is dry, and you're pinpoint focus, you're hyper vigilant. It was not a true event, it was a picture in your head. The dream is just a picture in your head or your mind. But your body reacts as if it's a true event that is occurring. So the way to control your anger or not getting angry is to try to control the stream of pictures. So the pictures have to be in the past, because the moment the car is punctured, you go and have a look at it in your garage, it's already in the past. So you're just the next 10 seconds you're already in terms of present and future, in terms of that event. That event is over. You cannot change it. You cannot unpuncture the car. You cannot unfix the car. You cannot do any of these things. So the best way is, the moment you see something that makes you feel helpless, you recognize that, you become aware, you start breathing slowly and deeply. So imagine there is a fog around your head. Take a slow, deep breath. Watch the white stream of fog flow through your nostrils down to your belly button. Keep your hands on your abdomen. See the abdomen expand with the in-breath and contract with the out-breath. Do this 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, whatever it is, for the next 1 or 2 minutes or 5 minutes. You'll find that your heart racing, the mind being the jungle and racing, and the thought process, everything will kind of slow down. You're coming back to the here and now. You're moving out of the past to the here and now. If your mind goes to the future and whatever is going to occur, come back to the here and now, because the future creates anxiety, which is like a twin brother from a different the scenario. The same chemicals are following you, your bloodstream, your body, and your thought process, whether it's the past or the future, anger or anxiety. So what do? Take a deep breath. Tell yourself, I'm powerless over people, places, and things. Instead of going into the whole scenario, why did he do that? Why did she do that? Why did this occur? What is happening? And creating all this unnecessary pictures that are going to flood your body with resultant chemicals. I'm powerless over people, places, and things. And right now, I'm going to take 20 to 30 deep breaths for the next few minutes, and then assess the situation. Then logical thinking comes back. Then you go to a system of win. What do I need to win against the situation? Win is what is important now or next. So either I'm going to call the NRMA or call the person and say, look, I cannot make it, I'm late, I'm going to call a cab, whatever it is. Logical thinking comes in. Stop the blame game, stop the wheel spinning, stop the drama, stop everything. The more you practice this, the better your life will become, because you'll stop being a victim of people, places, and things. You will have more control in your life. You will be more responsible. So responsibility to yourself excuse me, is the ability to respond. So we're making responsibility into two. So response plus ability is responsibility. So I'm going to have the ability to respond to this situation in a positive, wholesome, holistic manner, rather than get angry and flood my body with chemicals that are causing sense of ill health, compromise my well-being, compromise my relationships with myself, others, and everything else. That is psychodynamics of anger. You want to let it all go and start practicing this from today. Because if you don't do this, your life is going to be one of being a victim of life itself. And the whole process of going through life being angry at the drop of a hat, whether you're going in the public transport or driving to work or living. So it's a very, very debilitating feeling to be angry. Though it's a very powerful, easy feeling, because somebody else has to do the hard work for you to feel better. They have to change their behaviors. The kids have to behave themselves. The spouse or the significant others have to follow a certain norm. But the problem is when everybody is thinking the same way, nobody is doing what the other person wants, unless it's out of fear or whatever it is. And then the whole relationships with yourself, with nature, with others, with everything, people, places, and things, is going to be very, very compromised. So it's up to you. I've given you the secret. You can create me, you can uncreate me, you can make me as big as possible, you can make me as small as possible, you can lead a wholesome life, accepting and living in serenity, or you can be a victim of the universe and live in misery. It's up to you, my friend. The only thing you have to do is breathe, because breathing is the bridge between living and dying. Breathing control brings about mind control. And if you follow the simple process of consciously following your breath at all times, whenever you remember, every hour, practice breathing for the few minutes. Consciously write down, breathe on your hand or wherever it is, make a little note somewhere. Every 1 hour, make it a point to change your breathing pattern to a slow, deep pattern, watching your breath with your eyes closed or with your eyes open. The more you practice this, your breathing pattern will change from being a very shallow breathing pattern to sort of a deep breathing pattern. And with that comes more oxygen, more mindfulness, more in the here and now. And that's the way you change your life away from anger. And if your mind is oriented towards the future, you will have anxiety, which is another whole scenario of the same issue, feeling powerless about the future. So you can control this, you can change this, you can live a fantastic life, but it's up to you. The only thing to do is practice, practice, and practice your breath work, and that will change everything for you. So all I can tell you is